Hello, and welcome to another edition of 360 Half Seconds. Today, actually, we're doing a rare multi-episode edition of 360 Half Seconds, and I'm joined by a very special guest. Uh, Please meet Tom Seco. Tom is the president and co-CEO of Florida Veterinary Advisors. They're a national personal and business financial advisory firm devoted to helping practice owners, veterinarians, and veterinary teams. He's the co-host of the Smarter Vet Financial podcast. It's a podcast that discusses the business and financial side of veterinary medicine. And he's also the co-author of the book Unleashed, the financial clarity every veterinarian needs. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be here.
Well, thank you for joining me, and it's great to have you. I know you've watched this before, but for your benefit and the benefit of anybody else watching, I'll quickly um, talk about how this works. So, I'm going to give you 360 half seconds or 3 minutes to answer my question, and the time is going to start as soon as I'm done asking the question. You ready to go?
Oh man, I'm getting put on a race here.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so let's do it.
Okay. So, Tom, today's question is, what is the biggest mistake that you see practice owners make when it comes to their money?
There's a few things that come to my mind. The largest one that is like almost like a blaring beacon at me is about how profits and income are used within the business. And being a business owner, oftentimes people will start a practice, it starts making money, and it's like, well, we're doing great. We start buying things, we hire people. And really, what it breaks down to, though, is the business makes money, and it's do we put it back into the business
Right.
or do we take it for ourselves personally? And where we often see people struggle with this is that they will have a wage they've been taking for a little while. They're like, I've only been paying myself $80,000, 100,000. I'm underpaying myself.
Underpaying themselves. Yep.
And then, hey, look, I haven't really taken anything else from the business, or oh, I take money from the business and it's just kind of very sporadic. And then, oh, we put some more money back into the business. And there really is no clear distinction between this. And why this is so important is that as a business owner, you shouldn't be in business to just eventually build business wealth. Your business should be there to help you build personal wealth.
Sure.
And when you look at your business, you've got what they call income value, is the way that we like to break it down, and you've got enterprise value. So you've got your business over time that's going to continue to keep growing and do it, hopefully it keeps growing. And your business is going to be valued purely off of what it does in profits, net income, not your revenues, off of your net income. And you know this, Kia.
Yep.
And then on the flip side, though, it's like, hey, the business, because of that number that it generates in income, well, what about all the opportunity that you have to either put money back into the business to create more income in the business or take that money and diversify it onto your own personal balance sheet? So then that way you can manage taxes and risk and access to funds a little bit better. But instead of depending on the sale of your business in the future for retirement, now you can be able to help take some of that pressure. You can ease some of the pain that you might have in the future of like, I can't get enough for the sale of this and having to dramatically reduce it. So like, a business doing, put a number to this real fast. Let's say someone's, their business doing 300,000 in net income ish number. Let's say it's worth 1.5 million, 2 million. It's all based off of cash flow. But then
Sure.
it's $300,000 and you're going to work for the next 20 years. That's 6 million bucks. So you got 1.5 million, 2 million, and $6 million of income. It's like even if your business grows, well, that income is also going to grow as well. So it's always going to be larger than what the sale of that business is going to be in the future. So how do you manage that effectively?
That's a great answer. So, how do you kind of meet in the middle here where you're making sure that you invest money back into your business as necessary, but at the same time, you are generating personal wealth in the meantime that you can then, to your point, go invest, diversify your own personal portfolio and all that.
The way that we would encourage people to do it is if you look at your net income and you look at the wages that you make, you should be taking at least 20% of that and putting it onto your own personal balance sheet.
Okay.
Every single year as you're making money. Then, in the reality of it, if you are going to put money back into the business, and this is where I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding, like they might think they have to grow or I need to have more locations. You don't
Yeah.
have to do anything. You don't have to do squat. The biggest thing is like if you have a business and it makes money, well, you might be perfectly fine in the next 20 years and you might be satisfied with what that is. Maybe you are a serial entrepreneur and you want to have 5 different locations. the question you need to be asking yourself now is like, well, what kind of risk am I also taking if I'm
Sure.
putting money back into these businesses? Is it going to help me get to where I want to be? Or do I even have an idea of where I want to be?
That was going to be my next question. Have you even figured that out? Like, have you figured that long?
Right.
Well, yeah.
Like, have I even figured out where I want to be? So I'm opening all these practices, I'm doing all these things, and it's like, okay, well, what is my succession plan in the
Yeah.
future as well?
Yeah. It is a really fascinating topic because I think a lot of times people don't even really think about it. And so you kind of breaking it down and talking about, what your goals should be and knowing those goals, I think that really does help. I think anybody that's going to be watching this kind of figure out, well, what should I be doing? So obviously there's only a certain amount of time that you have on this episode to be able to talk about this, but obviously this is a much larger topic than that. If we have somebody that's watching this and they want to know more, how do they reach you?
Visit our website. Go to flvetadvisors.com. Click on the top where it says you can either choose your journey. It'll say pick who you are, and then it'll bring you to a page where you can fill out the contact information. Or if you want to skip all of that, go right to the contact us page, fill out your information. And someone on our team would be out to schedule a what we call a discovery call. It's just meant to
Right.
get to know you a little bit more, see how we can help you, see where there might be some holes that we can start approaching, and just get your plan in a better place.
Sure. And if you want to hear Tom speak more in depth about this topic or a number of different topics, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this, he's the co-host of the Smarter Vet Financial podcast. Lots of good topics on there. We've had the privilege of being on there. Tom, how do people find that?
It's easily accessible on our website. You'll see it says podcast if you want to listen to our website. If you have an iPhone, you can go on Apple Podcast. If you have Spotify, it's on Spotify. Pretty much any major platform that's out there, it's going to be available.
Okay, awesome. Well, Tom, thanks for your answer on that one question. As I mentioned at the very beginning of this is going to be a multiple episode version of this. So tune in to the next episode to hear more from Tom.